Dax, what's up with JD Vance in Ohio? Is he going to pull this thing off, or is he getting beat up? I read an article about him getting beat up with the Peter Thiel connection being...
He got physically beat up?
No, like in the polls.
No.
No, I think JD should win.
He's going to win, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And what about Blake Masters? These are the two guys that Thiel is backing.
Should we start the show?
We kind of did, yeah.
Can I just ask you a question? If any of us entered porn, wouldn't one of our names be Blake Masters? Like, it's just, wouldn't it be on the list? Like, doesn't it sound like a great...
See it.
Isn't it a great name for porn?
It's a great name, Blake Masters.
It's a great name.
And JD Steele. I'm sorry, Vance. Yeah, go ahead. Explain what's going on with this Manchurian candidate.
Would you accuse him of without any evidence?
I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm just saying, tell us about your Manchurian candidates. Go ahead.
Well, so JD's already won the primaries, and I expect he will win. I mean, it's going to be, I think, a red wave in November, and Ohio is a pretty red state these days. Blake still has to win the primary in Arizona. It's a little bit more of a toss-up, but I think he'll do well.
All right. Well, I had a follow-up question, but I'm not allowed to mention the T word, so let's just get started.
Why is it such a big deal that, like, Peter supports candidates? You got all these, crazy left-wing radicals.
No, I think it's interesting.
Soros gives unlimited amounts of money to, crazy progressives like Gascon in L.A. and a zillion others. I mean, why is it such an obsession that we have to focus on who Peter supports?
No, I just think it's fascinating that
Peter's articulated his rationale for supporting these candidates and his objective for, changing government in a way that he thinks would benefit the country.
And Peter's been generally right.
What is the thesis, Friedberg?
I think a part of, if you watched his speech from the RNC during the last Trump cycle, I think he did a good job kind of articulating that there's a lot of inefficiencies in government and there's a lot of, call it accumulated fat. And we need someone to go in and we need people to go in and really cut this up, because so much of politics is driven by what else I'm going to give you, not about what I'm going to fix that's already being spent in an inefficient way. And as a result, we see debt climb, we see taxes climb, we see efficiency continue to decline of every dollar invested by the government. And I think that's a really important thesis to see someone actually try and execute against, because very few people are in the position that he's in to actually be able to make that sort of statement. Everyone wants something more from their government versus trying to fix the government.
I think his views are more extreme than that. I think his views are more that orthodoxy is ruining in America. And so you need forms of heterodoxy to basically reset the status quo. And I think that's what he believes more than what you just said. I think that you need a wholesale reset. And in order to have a wholesale reset, you need to have these very disruptive candidates that basically start to change the norms. I mean, if you think about what Trump did in one election cycle, is he's completely sucked an entire cohort of people, Hispanics and, moderates, and now, a lot of immigrants towards the right, because the Democrats have vacated all of that space in having this massive Trump derangement syndrome and tacking extremely to the left. And even if Peter, we'll never know, believed in Trump or didn't believe in Trump, it didn't matter. But the process of him getting that candidate elected over the long arc of history may actually serve to pull America back to the center. Pretty good outcome.
Yeah, and look, the reason why I support JD and Blake, for that matter, is they represent this more populist working class wing of the Republican Party, and they're dragging the Republican Party in a more working class direction. I think that's the future of the party. I think that's the opportunity for the party. To Chamath's point, the Democrats have ceded all the sort of this working class territory by becoming this elite progressive party. And the face of the party right now, the Democratic Party, is Paul Pelosi.